Today we're going to talk about the different types of governments in Athens and Sparta and how they got to be the way they are. So the first thing you need to do is take out your guided notes, your graphic organizer, which looks like this. So pause the video right now while you get that out, and then come back when you are ready. So we know about the polis. We learned about that. Each city-state is called a polis, which is the city and the surrounding countryside. Here's a picture. You can see the actual city and then the farms that surround it and support it. So every city-state would look very similar to this. We already know from our other river valleys they each rule themselves. They're all going to have different governments. So we're going to look at the two most powerful. So the first one is Athens. So let's take a look here at our graphic organizer. So Athens begins with a monarchy. So what does it become after the monarchy is what we were waiting to see. So it's initially a monarchy, but then the nobles and the other powerful people eventually are going to take control of the city. So in your next circle here, you should write aristocracy, which we saw here, aristocracy. The third circle, you follow your arrow down to the left, your third circle is going to be tyrants. So there's going to be lots of fighting as they include new people into their types of government. There's going to be fighting. It gets a little bit out of control, and so people are going to ask a really strong local leader to take control, and that is called a tyrant. So in that third oval, you'd put tyrant. It's a strong ruler who has the support of the people. So right here, we would write the word tyrant, or tyrants. And then we're going to look at two specific tyrants today. The first tyrant, so it says reformer number 1 on your paper. It's below the oval where you've written tyranny. You would write Draco. His name's right here. He's famous because he makes all Athenians equal under the law. His reform is he wrote down laws so everybody could know them. If people owed money, he let them be put into debt slavery until you worked off your loan. So if you owed me $100, you're my slave until you can come up with that $100, and then you are free. But this is what he's famous for. He's got a law code, and the punishment for almost everything is death. Some of them, it's exile, which means you're kicked out. But for almost everything, the punishment is death. So his reform, let's take a look at this, which you should write here is Draco. And then reforms, you should write he had a law code with harsh, equal punishments. But the punishment's usually death. But the important part is everyone was treated equally. Now let's look at reformer number 2. So his name will go here, his reforms will go here. So his name is Solon. So he's going to organize a social hierarchy, so 4 classes of people. And he's going to include almost everybody in politics. Everyone can participate in the assembly. Almost everyone can hold political office. He's going to outlaw debt slavery, and he's going to add that anyone can accuse a person of a crime. So you might want to pause the video and go back here to get these reforms, put it in the box, and then add these two. Now an easy way to remember this is, Solon said so long to is slavery. Now, the final type of government goes right here. But before we do that, he gave us the word, and I'm going to type it here for you. Draconian, which means something, oops, sorry guys, means some overly harsh. So Draco, oops, sorry. So Draco is going to have a law code where everybody is treated the same, but the way they are treated is they overly harsh. It's very severe. And then finally, we're going to end up with democracy, which Athens is famous for. So it's limited because we do have some people who cannot be elected, but almost everybody. You have to be a citizen. You have to be a citizen to be elected, so it makes it a limited democracy. And to be a citizen, you had to be a free adult male. Okay, so laws are going to be voted on by all citizens. So that means no women are voting. So all but all the citizens are voting. So this is called, oops, a little typo there, direct democracy. And then all citizens are expected to debate new laws in the assembly. So you should put all that stuff in your graphic organizer. And then participation in government was seen as a, we covered this in class, a duty. D-U-T-Y, duty. So it's something you should do, be required to do. And then I want you to take a look for a minute at this. Think about who in society had no political rights. Try and answer that. And pause the video while you think. And hopefully you came up with women and slaves. So slaves couldn't participate because they were slaves, so they're not citizens. And then women also are not citizens.